Hello, it is Wednesday, August 9th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Wednesday crossword, which means a midweek, mid-difficulty, themed crossword. Shouldn't be too difficult, but it might be a step up from the last couple of days. I hope not too much of one, because actually this is one of the days on which I am extremely pressed for time. So hopefully this goes relatively quickly. And this hopefully quick edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Victoria Rojishka, Kathleen Quinn, Cortadiophile, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 5 of them benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign for their generous support. They are sustaining this channel, keeping the series going. For that, I'm incredibly appreciative. And if you'd like to join their ranks, you can do so at patreon.com/dailysolve or via the link in the description field. There you can find the bonus videos available to patrons, such as this month's, I think yesterday or today was when the New York Times monthly bonus puzzle went live. So that's themed around IPA Day or some India Pale Ale Day. It's what it was. Anyway, that is there. The most recent New York Times cryptic crossword is there. The weekly mini puzzle speed solves. Anyway, check them out if you're a patron, and thank you to everybody who is at any level. I really appreciate it. As I appreciate those who have subscribed to the YouTube channel. Consider doing so if you enjoy these videos. And finally, you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. That's a nice friendly chat community linked in the description field as well. All right, let's get on to today's puzzle. It's a construction by Karen Robbins and Matthew Stock. One of these people has only done 2 crosswords. I think Karen Robbins, because I recognize Matthew Stock as a more experienced constructor with, I think, a couple of dozen puzzles to his name. I forgot to double check this just before starting the video. Anyway, I think that's basically correct. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving and see how we get on with this one. Woodworker's file. A woodworker could maybe file wood with a rasp, a metal rasp. Clinton's first appointment to the Supreme Court informally. Well, I feel as though anytime you see an informal Supreme Court justice, it's going to be RBG Ruth Bader Ginsburg, which I believe this is. Barn bundle could be a bale, maybe a bale of hay. And partners of oohs could be ahs. You could ooh and ah at something impressive. Place for a key card would be a slot. Put a key card into its slot to open a door or what have you. And a Passover in Hebrew is the Pesach, the holy day. And then what's found under Casper's Christmas tree? This looks like a theme clue to me. Ghost something, Casper the friendly ghost character. Children's book character, let's see, ghost. Ghostly presence, yes. There we go. So Casper is a ghostly presence with a C, E at the end, but of course maybe under his Christmas tree you would find ghostly presents, ghostly gifts. There we go. All right, so that's, don't yet know what the rest of exactly the theme is necessarily, but could be something around this TSCE sound at the end. Could be. We'll find out. Outlander Network. I'm not sure, but I suspect maybe it's Stars, which is a U.S. cable network and fits in the grid. So let's see if this fits. Pizzeria offerings served with marinara for dipping. It must be calzones. There we go. Kind of what a sort of inverted pizza, I guess. Watch it, man. Hey, I guess you could say. Landlocked African country. Chad is a landlocked African country, so there we go. Looks like it fits. Dada artist Jean Arp, I believe. I mean, the name is certainly familiar. I couldn't give you names of pieces or probably recognize them, but it's a name I broadly know. Lofty beginning. Aero, as in airport or aeronautics or something like that. I guess airport isn't in English isn't spelled that way, but it's the same, obviously the same root. Classic show tune with the lyric, when you know the notes to sing, you can sing most anything. Do, re, mi. I don't specifically remember this line, but it makes sense given that the song is about the musical notes, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, the musical notes in the solfege notation kind of naming system. So that would make sense. Okay, Evil Woman Rock Group for short. This is ELO, the Electric Light Orchestra, which I think is maybe becoming the official The official band of the New York Times crossword, not the official solo artist, certainly not even not. Although you could in some ways call ELO the solo project of Jeff Lynne, who assembles bands as needed. Anyway, landlocked African country. Oh, another one. Lesotho. Oops, an E there, sorry. Let's check the crosses, see if that works. Divulged. If you divulge something, maybe you let on, you dropped a hint about it or admitted it. Eco-friendly party announcement. An Evite, I suppose. Eco-friendly in the sense that you're not using any paper products to send it. And this is, it's one of those E words that I guess I do. I think this came up fairly recently, and I think I grudgingly accept this one because it does mean a different thing to get a card in the post, in the mail, rather than electronically. They're sort of different conceptual things. Part of La La Land. These being capitalized. Oh, well, I suppose this is referring to, it's not referring to the film La La Land, it's referring to its namesake, La La Land, which is Los Angeles, L.A., and then obviously playing on the notion of, you're off in La La Land. So Tinseltown, I would think, which, as La La Land is a sort of playful reference to Los Angeles, so is Tinseltown to Hollywood in particular. Okay, which would be part of Los Angeles. NBA forward Blank Porter Jr. certainly looks like Otto, doesn't it? And Brillo competitor, right. So Brillo pad is a scrubbing, sort of wire wool pad, I suppose, and and SOS. I know that it's some kind of kitchen brand, so they must make those as well, SOS pads. I think that's right. Largest Scottish loch by volume would be Loch Ness, famous Loch Ness, disputed home of the Loch Ness Monster. And an alternative to a glossy finish could be a matte finish, a less glossy, a flatter, duller finish. Distinctive flair could be élan. You could do something with élan, with panache, with flair. Word with paper or insurance. Not sure about that one, actually. What about this over here? Boardroom VIPs could be CEOs, maybe? I suppose they could be CFOs, but that looks less likely with this cross. So option on Halloween could be a treat, trick or treat. You might, and I guess the CFO might not be in the boardroom anyway, might not be on the board anyway. All right, anyway, rule that forbids singing hymns to the devil. Enchant, rule that forbids singing hymns to the devil. Something hell? I'm not sure about this one. Rule. Bit of fantasy sports fodder. A statistic, I would assume. Enchant. I keep wanting to think it's enchant, but I don't. Oh, no, wait. It'll be the word chant. That'll be the hymn. No chance in hell. There we go. Do re mi. Okay, yes. Several of the note names in the solfege system have multiple acceptable spellings, and me can be spelled M-I or M-E. M-I is actually the one that I sort of grew up thinking was more common, but and I think it probably is, but I have noticed it's more common in the UK to sometimes see it M-E, at least in cryptic crosswords, which is what I've used this for more often recently than music. Anyway, no chance in hell. There we go. That fits. Word with paper or insurance. Right. I still don't see this one. Tend? I'm pleased about no chance in hell. Catches some Z's. Naps. You take a nap. Catch some Z's. Famed backboard breaking dunker of the 1990s must be Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball player. With 5 letters starting in O, I very much suspect that's the case, especially given the 1990s. Filmmaker Blank Lily Amirpour. Anna, I would think. Let's see, 29 down. Activity for Bill Watterson or Bill Keane. Those are, they're cartoonists, so their activity would be cartooning, and then it looks like 30 down is pointing to that. 29 down output, cartooning output would be a strip, a comic strip. There we go. All right. Feature of a, Bill Watterson was the artist of Calvin and Hobbes, which was probably one of my favorite things of any category when I was growing up. When I was a child, there was probably a point in my life where I could have If you'd started reading me a Calvin and Hobbes strip, any Calvin and Hobbes strip for the entire run, I probably could have basically recited the rest of it. All right, let's see. Access to the company jet, for example, a perk, I guess, would be a perk of quite an extreme perk of a very high-end job, I suppose. Bit of conical-shaped candy. A kernel, a corn, candy corn. Is that one of those things that's spelled with K's rather than C's for kind of unclear commercial reasons? Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm on the wrong track entirely. Wedding dress fabric, satin, maybe? So what? Yeah, I'm just not sure about this one. Doctor's concern when a rival clinic opens up next door. I'm not sure. Too vague. I'm not sure yet. I bet it'll be good. Oh, feature of a satchel is a strap. Did I look at that one yet? I don't think so. Slightly could be a tad or a bit. Indeed. I bet, maybe? For a bit or a tad could be it is. Indeed, it is. Yeah, I guess either of those works. Crunchy baked snack. A potato, not a potato chip. Those are fried. Crunchy baked snack. Not sure what was going on up here. Baseball's Big Poppy. Oh, I know I've encountered this person before. Ortiz? Is that right? I can't even remember the first name. David? I'm not sure. Oof, sorry. Term paper or term insurance. Right, okay, those are both phrases. Okay, that was the word of paper or insurance. And then one per customer, e.g., would be a limit imposed by a store, maybe. New York Cultural Institution that opened 9 days after the 1929 stock market crash. Interesting, I didn't know that. I guess why would I have, but it's interesting. MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art. Sudden turns could be zags, as in zigs and zags. Costume department staple could be a wig, often used in costuming. And what have I not seen? The O in EGOT. So EGOT is an abbreviation of Emmy, it's an acronym, I suppose. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, 4 major performing arts awards. So Oscar would be the O. Oh, conical shaped candy. It's a kiss. I kept thinking of candy corn for some reason. I don't know why. But Hershey's Kiss, a kiss is conical, is essentially conical shaped. It's slightly sort of distended, I guess, because of it's curvy. It's not a precise cone, but anyway, there we go. This does look like satin. It's going to take a lot more than that to fool me. No chance? No, what about this one? Pesters no end. Nags somebody, you pester them no end. Teamwork inhibitor could be ego, could prevent teamwork from proceeding smoothly. A modern wedding might have 2 of them. It could have 2 grooms. So does that help with this? This looks like losing patience. That would be the doctor's concern when a rival clinic opens up next door, that they could lose patience. And of course, that plays on the phrase losing patience with a CE at the end. Very good. So that is all of these so far. Ghostly presence, no chance in hell, losing patience. Very good. Slightly, looks like in this case a tad. Indeed is it is. That's what it is. A crunchy baked snack, a pita chip, I guess. A little baked bit of pita bread. Oh, fudge. Darn. Large white waiters. Oh, maybe it's not darn. Maybe it's dang. And then large white waiters could be egrets. And then high point of Exodus would be Mount Sinai. So this is referring to Exodus, the book of the Bible, and then Mount Sinai as referenced therein. Billiards ricochet could be a carom. A ball could sort of carom off the side of the billiards table and bounce around. Roller rink shape. Roller rink is generally shaped like an oval, so people can skate around it. Internet blank. An internet meme, I assume this is, in 4 letters starting with an E or with an M, but let's check the crosses. A domesticated animal, for instance, could be a tame animal. If one did in a dragon, one slew it. Did in, killed. And to work with thread is to sew. Right, and here's our final theme clue, presumably. Evidence at the robbery crime scene. Prince of Thieves. There we go. So we're looking for the Prince of the Thieves, of course, playing on the phrase Prince of Thieves. Again, Prince with CE. All right, if one did a 5K or 10K, those are race length, so you could have run. And then turntable speeds for short are RPMs, revolutions per minute, of a record spinning around a turntable. If something is of little consequence, it's minor. not important. It's going to take a lot more than that to fool me. Nice try. There you go. That's what it is. And if something is caving to gravity, it's saggy. It's sagging down over time. Piece for one voice could be an aria in an opera, so song for a featured singer in an opera. Here we have nog, quaff for a caroler, maybe. Yes, you could be drinking eggnog around Christmas time for a Christmas caroler, for instance. What gras means in Mardi Gras, that's fat, right? Fat Tuesday. And island near the Big Island, so this is referring to Hawaii. Maui is one of the islands of Hawaii. It's one of the bigger ones, obviously not as big as the Big Island. And Dance Dance Revolution move is a step. That right? Oh wow, haven't seen reference to this in a long time. That was that arcade game that you sort of dance around on panels on the floor. And so one move would be a step. And then, oh right, here's, that's good. What Mardi means in Mardi Gras abbreviation, Tuesday. So indeed, we have Fat Tuesday. Does that have any relevance to anything in the puzzle? I don't think so, but it's just a nice little couplet of clues. And here we go. That was the Wednesday puzzle with a very nice theme. We had ghostly presence, presence meaning a kind of, a kind of appearance, I suppose, or presence meaning gifts. No chance in hell, chance referring to either the odds of something happening or chanting aloud. We had losing patience, patience referring either to how much tolerance you have for uncertainty, I suppose, or time being passed, or patience, of course, referring to those who visit a doctor's office. And then finally, Prince of Thieves, with Prince referring either to the tracks one makes in the ground or to an heir to a throne, I suppose, that kind of prince. And there we have it, a very nice Wednesday crossword with a very nice theme. And this is one of those themes where the theme itself is actually tied into answering the clues in some sense, in that it really helps enormously to kind of catch on to the phrases being referenced here in order to solve these clues. And there we have it. I think that was reasonably approachable as far as Wednesdays goes. I think that was maybe a bit easier than the average Wednesday, perhaps. Let me know how you felt about that, if you agree. In any case, that was the Wednesday crossword. I do not have time today for any clues from yesterday's puzzle, although I don't think there was actually much to correct from yesterday's puzzle, so I think that's probably fine. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday crossword, when we take a step up in generally a larger step up in difficulty and a more ambitious theme. So join me then, but until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Wednesday. Take care.